how do you counsel some of your clients around sleep?
Oh
Because
my gosh.
I think that there's also like there's also this allure to like stay up late. And it's like, I was out late
Yeah.
last night and I watched a movie and then we binged Netflix. And like, how do you counsel people to really prioritize sleep and say yes to themselves when it comes to sleep?
Okay. I love this question because I've been on such a journey with this and I have so much juice to share. Okay. So I am naturally not a go to bed early riser. Like everyone in my family is like night owls. My dad's like full on insomnia. Like that is not my nature. If left to my own devices, I'll gradually just start staying up later and later. That's how I always was. I mean, even when I was a young mom, so I have 4 kids. My kids are 17, 15, 12 and 10. Okay. And like when I was a young mom, I mean, I'd be staying up till like 1 a.m. for like no reason, like just didn't want the day to end, like all of that stuff. Now, oh, let me share what I've learned. Okay. So the first thing is this, like, if you are in that pattern of, I'm just going to like search TikTok or like it's just look up YouTube videos or like watch Netflix or anything, because I kind of don't really want the day to be over, especially with moms. For me, it was, this is like my only time to myself all day.
Right.
Right.
It's
Like I
like
was
my
in,
time to unwind. It's my time.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
did not want it to end, you know? And what I've done is I have flip-flopped that to the mornings, and it is so beyond worth it. It will change your life. And I know it can be a little hard. So this is what I've learned. One is I have like, and I'm not like a type A person. I'm very fly by the seat of my pants, like all over the place, like naturally. Okay. This is why I've had to do this. So I like 7 o'clock is my no more work time, like nothing stimulating. Like I'm not going to the store. I'm not like nothing stimulating. Like it's laptop is closed. Like I'm just chilling, maybe cleaning up or whatever, chill mode. 8 o'clock is like my tick for when I start thinking, okay, it's time to start like heading towards bed. Now, the house I live in, now like we have 5 bedrooms upstairs, so me and all my kids are all upstairs. That has like worked really well for me. But what I've told them is, so 8 o'clock, I communicated this with them. 8 o'clock, I'm starting to get ready for bed. 9 o'clock is lights out. So like you guys also, I want you to follow that pattern. You don't have to, you can do lights out whenever you want, but by 9 o'clock, when I'm lights out, you definitely need to at least be in your room getting ready for bed. Right. So, it's actually worked so beautifully. So like it's actually been more conducive to healthy relationships with my kids. It's been kind of magical because usually I'm in my bed by like 8:30, you know, shower, like all that stuff or whatever, get ready for bed. And they like one by one, they'll just start coming in. They know that 9 o'clock is like my, like, I'm no longer available. Like the door is closed and the lights are, cause I'll hear them open sometimes. And they like last night,
My 10-year-old does that too. He'll like open, he's
yeah,
like,
like,
is she asleep yet?
yeah.
No.
Last night I heard I think it was my 10-year-old, like I opened the door and I wasn't asleep yet, but I was like, I'm not opening my eyes because I'm going to sleep and I don't want to be disrupted. And I've communicated this boundary. And I felt him like come over to my bed, check me out and like walk back out. But it's been so in what has happened is like, as I've just been sharing the joy of this pattern. Then I get up at 5, I do my morning routine. I meditate. I do my personal development program that I do with my clients. I do it myself. I'm like starting my day like so centered. So I get that private time when I'm actually creative and have the bandwidth to do things with my life. And I know if you're a night owl, it's hard to believe that you could feel that awake early in the morning, because I used to be like, yeah, freaking right. You feel awake in the morning. I feel like death. Well, that's because you've programmed your body to be that way, and you can easily switch it. If you will start consistently getting up at the same time, your body will eventually get tired enough that you'll get this set. But if you have one night where you stay up till 12 and you sleep until 9, you just mess it all up again. You have to start all over. But what has happened is I've like consistently integrated this. That was probably my biggest health change of 2022, was really nailing this pattern. Even on weekends, I started feeling so good. I like,
even for your 17-year-old does this as well.
When she's usually spending the night at friends' houses on the weekend. So that's a mess. Mm-hmm. But I will say, like, yes, when we're all here, yeah, it's like, you just need to be in your room. You can read, do whatever you want, you know, listen to music, but like, that's what we're going to do. But what has happened is like, I didn't want to force that on them. Like it'd be all weird. But what has happened is as I have started like just naturally, I wasn't like doing this intentionally. I was just like, dude, I cannot even believe how good I'm feeling from like going to sleep and getting, like, it is unreal. Like I am like ecstatic when I wake up. This is so crazy. And I've noticed that my teenagers they picked up on it. Like now my 15-year-old, he's like doing cold plunge and infrared sauna and stuff. He's like, what should I take before bed? He's taking like fish oil and like, just doing all this stuff because they're just noticing. And that's kind of the approach I never want my kids to feel like pushed into health stuff, but I just share the joy of what I'm experiencing in a very like, you don't have to do it. I'm just sharing with you. And they've slowly adopted that. Now, of course, they go off with their friends and weekends and they're staying up till 3 a.m. And I'm not trying to say we're like some weird robot family, but that just having boundaries around my own sleep, like you said, you're doing, it's been good for the whole family. And that time, like between 8 and 9, when I'm kind of in bed, I can't tell you how many like beautiful moments I've had with my kids where like one of them will just come in and tell me about something that's going on in their life because they have like private access to me and I'm just sitting there present for them, like reading or journaling, but I'll stop, so can't recommend it enough. Having boundaries around your own sleep schedule like that, like just try it because you'll see like it will benefit the whole family.